everybody? Welcome. First post-game live of the year, baby. Living the dream. 9:40 p.m. Some of you got to get up early in the morning, but that doesn't matter. You're right here to talk about your Razorbacks, about Bobby Petrino's return. Bobby Petrino, sir. Wow. What a performance. Oh, let me set up here. Let me set up. Oh, my goodness. My dogs are barking in the room across from me here. What a performance by Arkansas on both sides of the ball. Wow. Holy crap. Okay, yeah, it's UAPB. Calm down. I can already hear your rage typing for those of you who absolutely hate everything about Razorback football right now. How could you hate what you just saw? I don't care. Yeah, UAPB's trash. They went 2-10 a year ago. They were horrible. Horrible. But at no point did Arkansas ever have a product on the field, no matter the opponent. They never looked that good. Never looked that sharp. Now, UAPB, I mean, oh boy. Yeah, they're pretty bad. I fully acknowledge that, okay? Again, stop your rage typing. Stop it. I get it. It's UAPB tie. They're horrible. 2-10, blah, 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 blah. Bro, they covered and then some. Are you kidding? 46-point spread or whatever? 70-0? What, are you kidding me, dude? Come on. All right. Shout out to the Patreon supporters. Hey, your time's running out. This is the last live show we're going to do before the end of the month. Sign up. Go to Patreon. You get a shot at winning some cards if you are former Arkansas player cards. If you are a legendary status member, you got a shot at Matt Jones autographed, former Arkansas player autographed right there. One of my favorite Hogs of all time, Matt Jones, and then another one, Jamal Anderson autographed. Darren McFadden, game-worn fabric right there. Not autographed, but still a cool-ass card. And then Tyler Wilson. Look at the reflection, son. Oh, my goodness. Autographed. Legendary status members. 4 different people are going to win one of those cards. Okay. Shout out to Patreon supporters. Of course, our sponsors, Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company, same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes. Listen, man, they've got you covered. They'll come look at your garage door for free. They'll diagnose whatever issues you're having. They'll give you a free estimate. 501-244-3667 for Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Insurance Max, who covers corner to corner in our beautiful state of Arkansas here, offering business, personal, life, and health insurance, retirement. They shop the best rates for you. That's what they do for you. Okay? Check out their links. Both those links are provided for you down below. Where do we even start? I mean, first off, again, shout out to you guys. Some of you got to get up really early in the morning, and again, you're here. Shout out to Facebook, another place you can catch the shows live. So shout out to all you fine people over on ASN Facebook, Arkansas Sports Network. Make sure you like and follow them over there on Facebook, and then come over here and make sure you're subbed to Tusk Talk with Ty YouTube. Oh, we got a super chat, $5 from Robert Bradford, who's also a member, I think. Do you smell what Bobby is cooking? 70-0. Hashtag dominate. Man alive. You're not kidding, brother. You're not kidding. What a freaking performance. All right. We do have to give away. We do this. It's back this year. The gold chain. It is back. Who's getting it? Who's getting the gold chain? Oh, it's so heavy. Oh, my God. Watch what happens when I put it on the desk. Watch what happens. Oh, God, it shook everything. It's so heavy. It's definitely not plastic or anything. All right. Let's get into what's crazy about this game. First off, again, I don't know, 10 for 10? 10 for 10? No one on special teams got to do a damn thing tonight. Scott Fountain didn't get to get a penalty. I'm sorry. Scott Fountain didn't get to do much tonight other than kick off. That's what they got to do tonight. They didn't do a whole lot. The defense was very impressive goes without saying. 70-0, your final score. Let's look at individual box scores here. Taylon Green goes 16 of 23. Yes, I've got thoughts on Taylon. We're going to get into that. 16 and 23, 229 yards, 2 touchdowns. His average completion was 10 yards. Malachi Singleton, he throws 80% at 8 for 10 for 120 yards. KJ Jackson, 4 for 4 for 59 yards. Boy, I would say those quarterbacks are ready to go. I don't know about you. Who would have thought your third string quarterback would complete? He'd throw 100%. When's the last time you had these kind of numbers? Your number 2 quarterback throwing 80% for over 100 yards, 120 as a matter of fact, and then your third string quarterback goes 4 for 4 for 59 yards, even if one of them was, or a couple of them were check down throws, whatever. Who cares? He did it, all right? How about Jaquindon Jackson? 8 carries for 101 yards. That's almost 13 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. He had a 46-yarder from the line of scrimmage. Your second leading rusher was, of course, Taylon Green, 6 carries, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had 4 touchdowns tonight, no turnovers. Jaquindon did fumble the ball. Fortunately, it went out of bounds. Tyrell Reed had 5 carries tonight, 28 yards. Braylon Russell, almost 8 yards a carry off 3 carries. And a touchdown. How about that? Those are his stomping grounds down in Central Arkansas. Good for him. He got a touchdown. His longest run from the line of scrimmage was 11 yards, which would be the 3rd longest run. Rodney Hill, we got to see him. I really thought we were going to see more of Rodney Hill tonight. Rodney Hill goes 4 carries, 15 yards, just under 4 yards a carry. He did have a touchdown. His longest run from the line of scrimmage was 6. Rashard Dubinion, another guy I thought we'd see a little bit more of. 3 carries, 15 yards. KJ Jackson did run the ball once for 3 yards. Malachi 2 for 2 yards. How about am I seeing this right? The amount of different receivers, I guess it should be expected with a blowout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different targets in the passing game. So nobody really blew up the stat sheet from that point of view. I would say the most impressive thing, first off, how about Kafri Brown? 2 catches, 42 yards. That's 21 yards per reception. I think that is let's see. Ty Washington had the 23-yarder for a touchdown. But it was Tesla, who I think all 3 of his catches came in the second half. 3 catches, 53 yards. Jordan Anthony did have, I think, a drop. 3 catches, 46 yards. Luke has, again, kind of thought we'd see a little bit more of him tonight. 3 catches, 42 yards. And Tyrone Broden, 3 catches, 35 yards. No Armstrong tonight, right? And they still, you're talking about your leading receiver from a year ago, not available, and you still just walk down the field on offense. Arkansas did fumble the ball twice. Malachi and Jaquindon both technically had fumbles. Now, defensive stats, I don't have the U of A. I don't have the actual Arkansas stat sheet up. So these numbers you have to take with a grain of salt. But it looks like Arkansas ended up with 4 sacks and a boatload of TFLs, tackles for loss, 10 total passes or 10 total tackles for loss. They're counting 4 passes broken up, but I don't see who they're giving those credit to. I know they had at least 1 pass that was deflected by Landon Jackson, who also didn't play a ton tonight. Xavion Sori had a sack and a TFL, and I thought maybe he got his hand on a ball, but I could have, who knows, maybe I saw that wrong. Eric Gregory tonight, he had a couple TFLs with a sack. Pretty, not a bad night. Now, I did expect more sacks, although their quarterback, slippery, he's quick. He can maneuver a little bit, you guys. He can move around a little bit. Hey, make sure you like, share, subscribe. We have a super chat that I missed. Let me pull up here. I don't care who it is, says Mike. Mike says, I don't care who it is. 10 drives, 10 touchdowns with 1s, 2s, and 3s is impressive, and he's exactly right. All while pitching a shutout. Woo pig. That is correct. Appreciate the super chat, Mike. Nice start. Now, and this is from Unbiased Brim, now the season begins next Saturday. You could not be more accurate. Kevin Mercer over on Facebook. I am reading your comments over there on Facebook too, by the way, on ASN. Kevin Mercer says that's what a real OC does for a team. Again, you could talk about who they played against, and I'll agree with you, but like our friend Mike here, our administrator and our mod on YouTube, he's not wrong. With your 1s, 2s, and 3s, you go 10 for 10, all tutties, All tutties. We're not talking about kicking. We're not talking about bringing out the field goal kicker. 10 for 10 with your 1s, 2s, and 3s. Biggest shutout, I think someone said, since like 1916 or something. My God, the Titanic just sank a few years before that. Are you kidding me? What was happening in the world? When did World War I end? That is insane. 70-0. Kelly Marie, oh my goodness. Kelly, yo, what's up, fellas? Woo damn pig. Kelly, I tagged you in Discord the other day thinking that maybe you were still hanging around. By the way, shout out to our Discord. We are popping it and locking it, baby. We got Courtney Mims is in our Discord. Please don't go tagging her on, don't go adding her on Discord. Mason Choate. We've got let's see, the Morning Rush producer Christian Johnston's in there. Man, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I don't know why you're not in Tusk Talk Discord, because that's where all the magic's happening. I'm just saying. Hey, Ty, check your DMs. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. What am I looking at? 687. Are you trying to tell me something? That I got to hand out a bunch of XP tonight because you guys all picked over 500 yards of offense and I picked under? I did pick under. I mean, yeah. Hindsight's 20/20. I get it. But I thought first they went to 10-minute quarters in the second half. They did do that. So they sped it up, but it still didn't matter. And, with all the new stuff going on, new quarterback, new offense, the offensive line, you got 3 new starters up front. I thought they would start off pretty slow and a little kind of rusty. I was telling my mods, like, tonight's going to be a little wild. There's going to be some negative things that might happen tonight. Be on the lookout. And they did the opposite. They went out and they crushed it, 10 for 10. Let's see. Hog Homer says something that is being overlooked is how clean of a game we played. What were penalties tonight? Penalties were probably a little bit higher than you wanted, but at the same time, it's a game opener. Six penalties for 48 yards. UAPB 5 for 35. So that's kind of what you're looking at there. But I agree. It was mostly clean, other than the fumble by Jaquin, and thank God it didn't end up in the hands of UAPB. Think about the momentum that could have been crushed. Not that it would have made a big difference in the grand scheme of things, but I don't know that you win 70-0 if that happens, because you're riding on that momentum the entire first half. Yeah. Again, shout out to ASN Facebook. I appreciate you guys over there that are watching. Make sure you like and share over there as well. And come on over to Tusk Talk with Ty YouTube. Come like and share. Small independent channel, baby. We're rocking it and we're socking it. Make sure you check out all the links provided for you, too, in the description box. Bumbles Bounce says KJ who? Well, you do have KJ Jackson as your third string quarterback. How well our guards pull is amazing, says Ty Brennan. Did you notice? I don't know that the pocket ever truly collapsed beyond about 2, maybe 3 seconds. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it, but it looked like maybe once. The pass pro was great tonight. They dominated the trenches, baby. The line of scrimmage, they dominated it. There's no other way to put it. It was fantastic. It's what you want, right? It's what should happen. All things considered, yada, yada, yada. But it happened. Again, we had not seen this a year ago. It's good to see. Dylan Davis says people try and downplay it by saying that's what we should do to teams like this. Well, Dylan, but you should. Okay, let's hold on. You should. I think the whole point is we didn't see this last year. That's the point. You should do this. Now, 70-0? I don't know about that part. I don't know that you should have done that. That's insane. They did not let off the gas pedal, and I kind of love it. I'm not even going to lie. Let's see. We haven't had a start like this since 2014, says Johnny Jones. Manny C says, Ty, after tonight, do you like our chances against OK State? I had OK State winning, but now I believe it will be close, and yes, even a win. So you didn't watch my last live. I did pick Arkansas to beat Oklahoma State. I did pick Arkansas to win that game. However, I did have Arkansas 6-6 because I think that grind of the SEC. Like, look, the big question is, what happens when you get a little worn out on the offensive line? What happens if someone, God forbid, knock on wood? Please, everybody do it. Let's all do it together. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Did you knock on that wood? Okay. So now that scrubs everything I say in terms of injuries away, no matter what. So we don't have to do it the rest of the night. But if someone does get dinged up on the offensive line, looking at the left side of the line of scrimmage, it might be. I don't know. I know Amarian. I feel like Amarian might be that right fit over there at left tackle, but it feels like it might be a little bit of a dip. I would love to be able to go to practice to see that. I would love to be able to have access to practice, but unfortunately they've closed it off to the media, so we won't be able to look. We won't be able to see anything during the week. The backup kicker has left the program, says Johnny Jones. Yeah, I don't know. My best takeaway, they didn't let off the gas. Exactly. Yeah, I said that a second ago. They didn't let off the gas. What am I looking at in the DMs? The 34 first downs is pretty crazy. I'm not super thrilled about 6 penalties, but again, it's game 1 of the year. It could have been worse. We've seen 10, 11, 12, 13 penalties in the first game. 279 rushing yards is nice. Haven't seen that in a while. In a while. I mean, my God, how many rushing touchdowns did they have in total last year? 9? Was it 9 rushing touchdowns? What did they do tonight? I don't know. They just crushed it. 687 total yards of offense. Now, UAPB, what did they do? A lot of negative, not a whole lot of good for UAPB. Mekhi Higgins, 11 of 23, 123 yards. Probably should have been picked off a couple times. O'Shawn Ross ran the ball 5 times, 13 yards. They had 23 carries as a team for 7 yards on the ground. So they had 130 total yards of offense. 130 with 90% of it coming from the air. Unbelievable. Arkansas yards per pass total on the night 11. Again, 687 yards, 408 yards through the air. We haven't seen that in a minute. Oh boy, I mean, just so many takeaways. Okay, Talon Green. Let's talk about Talon for a minute. He started off pretty rough. I don't think there's any. Like, look, I want to tell you all everything was just 100% great. Everything was great. Most everything was great. Talon Green's, he didn't have a whole lot of touch on that pass. Now, people in Discord, it might have been Mike. I don't know who said it. I think it was Mike. I think it was Eagle who said the wind was blowing pretty hard. Maybe that knocked down, that first throw from the very first snap, not a very well thrown ball. That kind of did look like the air may have knocked that, or the wind may have knocked that down a little. I don't know. Obviously, he wasn't at the game. I don't know. Maybe some of you, if you're watching this, maybe you were at the game. You can clear that up if we had some high winds. But I don't know. He didn't look sharp, even on the shorter throws, and it felt like it took him a little bit to kind of get going. And then the second quarter happened. I think he threw, 3 incompletions in the second quarter, something like that. I mean, he eventually got comfortable, and you started to see him settle in. He looked pretty poised to me most of the time. And then, of course, we saw what he could do with his feet. We saw what the man could do with his feet. I mean, he split defenders. It didn't matter if a guy in the secondary had a good read on him and had a good angle. It didn't matter. He ran right by them. And by the way, UAPB's got a little bit of speed. Now, I don't think they have very many guys on that roster that run 20 miles an hour, but they got a little bit of speed. And they've got some quickness, and it didn't matter. He ran right by everybody. So Green impressed me with his feet. Now, I guess the question would be, how would this have turned out against like an Oklahoma State or an SEC opponent? That's a good question. We don't know, because now you're talking about amateur NFL hour when you're talking about the SEC in the trenches. The game is going to change once you get into SEC play. Oklahoma State's got a lot of experience. I don't think talent-wise, this is where it gets tricky with Oklahoma State. You know what? I'm going to wait. We're going to wait on the Oklahoma State talk, but I do have a lot to say about them. We're going to wait on that. It's not on the thing. It's on the sheet there on our screen. It's on the screen to talk about. We're not going to talk about Oklahoma State. But things do change really quick, and it changes the entire game. It changes the entire tempo of the game, and it changes the physicality of the game. The trenches are, from here on out, maybe outside of maybe a couple of weeks, the trenches get tougher, and that's when we're going to find out really what Talon Green and this offense and the defense, what they're really made out of. Michael Kerper says, everyone join Tusk Talk with Discord. I agree with that. 110%. Mr. T-Dub with a super chat. The Kool-Aid smells great, but I'm hesitant to taste it still for fear it might be spiked with X-Lax extra strength. What a W, though. Yeah, John Oliver says, defensive line along with speed. Again, this is another super chat. Defensive line along with speed and reads of those linebackers will be huge against that OSU running game next week. See how they look Saturday, and then make a call. Yeah, and that's the good news, right? You're going to get a little bit of extra time to kind of lick your wounds. You're going to get a little bit of a head start on Oklahoma State. Part of the reason why I like Arkansas's chances, again, I did pick them to beat Oklahoma State. Ty, you mean right guard for Marion Harris? No, Alex, it sounds like Marion Harris could be the backup left tackle, Alex. Mason Choate and I talked about that last week, and it sounds like that's what they're going to do. We will win more than 4 games to Steve-O. Yeah, I put him at 6-6. I put him at 6-6. You guys tell me. Here's the poll on YouTube. Again, if you're over on Facebook, you'll have to walk over here. You have to walk on over here to Tusk Talk with Ty YouTube and take this poll. But make sure you stick around with ASN. Did tonight move the needle at all for you? This is why you don't do it live. This is why you should do it before you go live. Did tonight move the needle at all for you? How about that? Just for you. Did it move the needle? Yes, no. Wait and see. We'll leave that up. There you go. There's our poll. Go take it. Go do that. Appreciate the super chats. Make sure, again, you guys hit the like button, share the content, subscribe if you're new. I know we got some new faces in here. Marion Harris was starting left guard. Right. Again, okay, some of you I think are mixing up. I'm saying if something happens to Fernando Carmona, the belief is they would probably move Marion Harris over to left tackle. And then they would move those guys around. Maybe you'd see Wiggins playing at left guard. I saw Josh Street snapping the ball, I'm pretty sure, with the threes. I don't know what they're going to do with Josh Street. He's kind of a man of many talents. He can kind of move inside and can play guard, but he ran with the in fastball through camp. The last time we saw him in fastball, he was running at left tackle. They had him with the twos at left tackle. Bobby Swain says 8-4 or 9-4 with a bowl win. Okay. All right. Again, did tonight move the needle at all for you? 58% of you said yeah, 30% of you are saying wait and see. Clearly the team is better than last season. Anybody hating is just jaded. I'm not even sure how to say your name. Ryan Axis. Am I saying that right? Ryan, if you're new here, make sure you like the show, like the stream, and subscribe if you haven't already. UAPB was really, really bad. Super small in the line of scrimmage. Yeah, something else we discussed last week is earlier in the week. They're small. They're tiny. And Arkansas bullied them. I would ask you, would that have happened to the degree that it did tonight with last year's roster? Would it? I don't think so. In fact, I think it would have been pretty sloppy on offense. I think it would have been really, really bad. Some of y'all do remember that we struggled to run the ball against Western Carolina. Again, I see you guys compare Western Carolina. Western Carolina was actually a decent team. I mean, you're talking about UAPB. Now, I know we're not supposed to do the year-to-year thing. Last year, UAPB, since you guys keep bringing it up, was horrible, 2-10. Western Carolina won 7 games. That was actually a pretty decent team. I don't know that you want to make that comparison. I get why you're doing it. It is kind of we've moved on. This is 2024. But again, I think the better way of looking at it would simply be, would last year's roster, would last year's depth chart do what happened tonight? Would they come close to this kind of scoreboard, to this kind of stats, and what we saw with the product on the field? My answer is unequivocally no. Absolutely not. LJ says 6-6 and 7-5 should be obtainable. I'm thinking 10-3. 10-3 with a bowl game. I'm talking FCS in general, though. I mean, I hear you, Paul. I get it. I see what you're saying, but there are some really bad teams at that level, right? And UAPB is one of them. Well, at least they are from Pine Bluff, so they're used to getting. Oh, okay, all right. I'm not reading that. We got to do our God. We're going to do our player of the game. Now, who's getting the gold chain? Who do you guys think it is? This is going to be a first on Tusk Talk with Ty. It's going to be a first. We've never done this. July with a $5 super chat. Without trying to compare, last year we could tell something. Yeah, absolutely, I agree with this. We could tell something was wrong with the team. Tonight, I didn't see those same issues. That's a very good point, July. Who's getting the chain? Who's getting it? I probably should have done a prediction on this in Discord, huh? The chain tonight. This individual responsible. Well, okay, he's not solely responsible. We got to give credit where credit's due. Really, I feel like I want to give this to everybody that played on both sides of the ball. I want to give it to everyone on offense. I thought the defense swarmed, looked great. They broke up passes. They applied pressure. The pocket continuously was crumbling around that quarterback. I want to give credit to everybody, but it's got to go to Bobby Petrino. It's got to go to Bobby. I mean, too many records. Too many historical things happened tonight. Too much happened, and it was mostly on the offensive side of the ball, if not all. Bobby Petrino, this is the first. We've never given it to a coach. I know. I've said all along, and I'm not saying that, Arkansas is going to win 10 games because Bobby's calling the plays. I'm not saying that. I did say I don't think we're getting 2011 Bobby Petrino walking through those doors, but what happened tonight was really impressive on the offensive side of the ball. I want to give it, really, it feels more like I'm giving it to the entire offense, if I'm being honest. But we know what happened last year at the offensive coordinator spot. It didn't feel like a good fit. This feels like a really good fit. Now, someone, I don't want to say who, because you guys know him, suggested that we might have a quarterback battle on our hands, and I'm not subscribing to that idea, but Malachi did look awfully good. He looked sharp, poised. I thought throwing-wise, he definitely looked more comfortable than Taylon Green, but Taylon Green's ability to make things happen with his feet, to improvise, like you guys saw him with that little sidestep juke on the sidelines, right? I mean, he should have been out of bounds. What does he do? He stands up in the middle of a run, lets the guy run in front of him, and then he swoops around him. Taylon Green is special with them feet. I don't know. I don't agree that we have a quarterback battle, but I did like what I saw from all the quarterbacks. I watched every throw, just about every throw. The running lanes were a mile wide. Like, I want to give this to the offensive line. There was so much to like, but again, for me, it's got to come down to the difference maker in this game was Bobby Petrino. He's the X factor. We talked about that all offseason. So yeah, Bobby Petrino gets the chain. Absolutely. Danny Burns says BMFP is right. Just pay the FBS teams and save them the humiliation. This is the first. We have never given a chain to a coach before. Not Eric Musselman, not Dave Van Horn, not Sam Pittman, nobody. This is the first time we've ever given a coach the gold chain. I want to give credit to everybody, really. I know someone's going to come along. Well, Sam hired Bobby, and you're right. And the product we saw tonight was better than anything we saw last year, and I would argue that was about as good as anything we saw the year before last. That team made a bowl game. A lot of super chats coming in. John Oliver says several things saw improvement against an inferior opponent. O-line, two solid quarterbacks, tight end blocking was bad last year. Way better tonight. Open field tackling, I agree. Now, I will say Landon Jackson whiffed on. We talked about that in Discord. It's almost like he was trying to tackle their entire bodies because he's so wide. He's so, with his wingspan, it's like he was trying to, and they kept slipping through his grip. He missed a couple tackles tonight. I'm curious what his grades are. I'm going to keep an eye on that. But I did see a couple of missed tackles. I saw a couple of guys trying to tackle a little high, trying to tackle the shoulder pads. But listen, first game of the year, baby. They'll get it fixed. Robert Bradford said Green was money. He was. Green was money. He ran the ball well. Started off a little slow. Took him a little bit, but once he got comfortable, again, 16 and 23 for 229, through – how many snaps did he get tonight? How much play did he really get, right? We know he didn't finish the game. And Jaquindon Jackson, I don't know if we can give him enough credit. 101 yards on just 8 carries. That's absurd. I appreciate all the super chats tonight, by the way. You guys are awesome. I hope I'm not missing any. Let me go back. Let me scroll through these. I feel like I'm missing one. Yeah, Lasozo, July, Robert Bradford, Michael Kerper, T-Dub, John Oliver, Robert Bradford. I appreciate all you guys on the Super Chats. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Ads are running tonight. I completely forgot to turn them off. I do apologize for that. Yes, says FX Guerrera. JQ gave his all. It looked very good tonight. I was very impressed with him. Defensive line tonight, though, very impressive. Again, and if you look over here in the boxes, as D-line goes boom, these guys were flying off the line of scrimmage, making contact, mostly wrapping up, making plays, getting in the backfield, throwing off the timing. That's really what this came down to, was Arkansas's dominance up front on both sides of the line of scrimmage, but mostly on the defensive line. Without a doubt, just blew those guys up. Now, they're undersized. UAPB does not hold a candle to the strength and size and athleticism of Arkansas's defensive line. We kind of knew that, but they took advantage, and it was great. MFBP says Reefer Conway. Of course you're from Conway, and that's your comment. Of course, Reefer Conway. MFBP, he says. Blood Diamond with the $1.99 says, is this the largest Razorback football win ever? I don't know. 70. When's the last time 70-0? I mean, it's got to be up there. I mean, that's insane. It's like when they used to play Fort Smith School for the Blind back in the 1920s. Just absurd. I remember a John Oliver that was trying to come play football. Y'all remember him? That's not the same John Oliver, but yeah. The only FBS team the last 20 years to score a touchdown on its first 10 offensive possessions of a season, says Dylan Davis, per SEC Network. Wow. Largest since 1916. Yeah, that is, since 1916. When the Titanic sink? 1913? Was the Titanic sink? Yeah, Bobby's got the chain tonight. Absolutely. They made history, man. Ain't no other team scored on 10 drives in 20 years. And think about all the crappy teams you've played over the years. Now, I don't know how many were as bad as UAPB, but roundtable talk with the face palm. What's up, Nick? How you doing, man? Hope all's well. Again, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Shout out to all the Patreon supporters. Please, if you want to consider helping the channel out, Patreon is how you do it. I've got people asking, like, how can we, further support you? That's how you do it right there. And I'm going to share the link. Boom. Some of the other stuff that kind of stood out, again, I don't think we're giving enough credit to Malachi tonight. 8 of 10, quick release. He's good with the ball. He could tuck it and run. He can maneuver. I like the way this dude, I love how quick his release is, and that makes him so dangerous. Again, I don't agree that we have a quarterback battle because it's against UAPB, and it's not like Taylor Green really did anything to warrant, in a negative way, a quarterback battle. He went 16-23, 229, 2 touchdowns, and he ran the ball for 88 yards off just 6 carries with that 36-yard scurry that he had. Arkansas ran the ball for an average of almost 9 yards per carry tonight, 33 carries, 279 yards, 8 total rushing touchdowns. I think they had 9. If I remember right, it was something like 9 or 10 all last year. Horrible. Oh, my goodness. 28 total receptions by, what did we say, 14 different receivers. Nico Davier leads the way in tackles. He also had a TFL, but he led the way in total tackles with 5. Appreciate the retweets on Twitter, too, by the way, if you haven't already. I'm telling you, let's see, hold on. I'm telling you to put it out there, Ty Singleton. Okay. What about Braylon Russell? Very cool that he got his career, his first career college touchdown down in Little Rock. That was really cool. We didn't see enough of him tonight. Now, I tried to pay attention to pass blocking. I thought the running backs mostly. I could be wrong. Maybe I missed it, but I thought the running backs did a pretty good job when they were asked to pass pro. Not that I saw a ton of it, but Braylon Russell, 3 carries, 23 yards, almost 8 yards a carry with a touchdown. That's not too shabby, man. That's not too shabby. What a way to start your career right there, right? With a rushing touchdown and averaging almost 8 yards a carry, even if it was just three carries. Nobody had 10 total carries tonight. Nobody. No double digits tonight. They had a healthy mix, even though, again, I would like to have seen a little bit more of Braylon. I would like to have seen a little bit more of Rodney Hill. I'd like to see more Dubinion, but I also understand why we didn't, right? You got to get ready, got to lick your wounds and prepare. You got a little bit of an advantage this weekend. Hey, we all of us get to sit back and just watch college ball, right? I don't have to do any post-game shows on Saturday. I'm just going to watch college football on Saturday. I'm really excited about it. My wife was like, we've already got the day planned, her and the girls. They're going to go get their hair done, I think. I don't know. They're going to be gone. My ass is going to be here watching college football, and that feels so great. That feels wonderful. Colorado, by the way, on top of North Dakota State, 31-26 in the final seconds of the fourth quarter. We're down to 38 seconds there. We had some other scores here. Let's pull those up. Utah right now on top of Southern Utah. It's 35-0. Missouri beat Murray State 51-0. Kansas, 22nd ranked Kansas, 48-3. NC State did end up beating Western Carolina. Speaking of Western Carolina, they were trailing those guys. I think it through the first half, if I remember right, 38-21. 38-21. Let's see what happened. UCF ends up winning their game 57-3. Saw a lot of people making fun of KJ. What was he doing? 7 of 14, 164 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Didn't run the ball super great tonight. 11 carries, 39 yards. He did have a touchdown. I mean, those are kind of typical KJ numbers, right? I mean, how often did he do that here? We had just like maybe 190 yards, 200 yards throwing, but he would get it done with his feet, although not as effective. 11 carries, 39 yards. RJ Harvey, who's a beast, by the way. I mean, this guy, wow, 11 carries, 142 yards. That's 13 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. They had 454 yards on the ground tonight, if I'm reading this correctly. 54 carries, which is a lot, 454 yards, 5 total rushing touchdowns. UCF, 57-3 over New Hampshire. 57-3. Trip with the $5 super chat. I'd be satisfied. I would be satisfied if that was the last Razorback game ever in Little Rock. Wouldn't that be a way to go out? Right there. Wouldn't that be an awesome way to go out? That was a lot of fun. Place wasn't packed. No, it kind of was embarrassing. There was definitely some gaps in the crowd. Place wasn't packed, of course, but the atmosphere was great. Okay, so Trip, did you go? Were you there? That's awesome, man. Ty had never seen a game. I'd never seen a game that the second half were 10-minute quarters. Yeah, they agreed to do that. Last time they played, they agreed to not shut the clock off. Yeah. NDSU trying to score to win. 23 seconds to go. What? Is something happening? Oh, boy. I don't see it on my screen anymore. It looks like so there's Colorado with the ball. 23 seconds left to go. North Dakota State's listen, they're not a bad – you should know a little bit about North Dakota State. They got that win streak. It looks like Colorado's going to put it to an end. 31-26, 9 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. I appreciate all the super chats tonight. You guys are awesome. Again, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe if you're new. I know we got a lot of new faces. Please feel free to subscribe. Tanya Henry. How's it going, Tanya? Hope all's well. Ty, it's 2024. Bobby Petrino is back in Fayetteville, and we just scored 70 points. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Absolutely. Isn't that great? Feels good. I don't care who it is. I know I'm expecting some rage typing in the comments after the live show's over with. It was UAPB. We know that, people. But at no point last year did you ever feel like that team from a year ago could do what they did tonight. Nelly Davis for 3 says, Ty, you're the GOAT. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't think I am. If I am a GOAT, I'm a really fat GOAT with a gold chain around his neck. Totally real gold chain, too, by the way. NDSU. Wait, what? Is that the 47-yard line? ESPN says the game's over. Yeah, Colorado won. I think you guys might be behind a little bit. I don't know. Hero Blake says 1912. What was 1912? What are you talking about? The Titanic? Is that when it sank? I thought it was 1913. Tonight looked like an NCAA game set to freshman setting. Ha You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Are you going to any games this year? I don't go to games because I got to work out of here. I do all my post-game content here. Refs bailed out Colorado. Well, you know what? Dang it. Well, we'll see. We'll see what Colorado does. All right, the poll, did tonight move the needle at all for you? 54% of you say yes. 10% of you say no, and then 36% say wait and see. I mean, really, I get it, but I don't know why I even added wait and see. It's really simple, Did it move the needle at all, yes or no? Well, no, I guess wait and see makes sense to have on there. Here I am debating with myself. Oh, my God. Shedeur Sanders, 445 yards, 4 touchdowns. Travis Hunter, 132 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns. Good Lord. I think they were playing on freshmen. If I got a ticket, would you go with me and my brother? Again, I do everything from here. I do in the studio / garage. I do all my work in here. I do all post-game shows. That's part of the deal with my sponsors. By the way, if you know any local businesses in Northwest Arkansas and they want to come be a part of Tusk Talk, they want to sponsor the show, let me know. Hit me up, text me, or DM me. I would love to go to a game, but I can't. I do everything from here. Everything's set up here. But I do appreciate the offer. Thank you for that. You got to see the go-ahead tutty that Travis Hunter. Yeah, I can't wait. Listen, I think Colorado's going to be entertaining. I don't like some of the stuff that's coming out of there about them censoring or not calling on certain reporters. They're not pulling credentials, which I'm a little surprised. They don't like what's being written about them, and then they're taking this they're not going to call on reporters they don't like. I mean, I guess they can do whatever they want. It is their, whatever. I don't like that. You can't handle it. What are you doing? That's your job as a head coach. You're going to get some heat. That's part of it, man. I don't know. Tesla had a great catch. He did, bro. That catch was very nice. Not going to lie, I'm a little concerned about those easy throws Green missed. Yeah, and we talked about that earlier. He did miss. There were some pretty easy throws that he did miss. They were overthrown. Again, someone in our Discord said it was because of the wind. It might have been, he just needed to settle down a little bit. We'll see moving forward. If we continue to see that, and it starts to really mess with his numbers, and then you'll see it through his it's got to have an effect on his confidence, right? And then it's going to really have an effect on him in the offense. And at that point, maybe we do have a conversation. If we see more of this moving forward and it doesn't, look, not all your throws, if you're throwing 35, especially with Bobby Petrino at the helm, and you're throwing the ball 35, 40 times in a game, not all of them are going to be slick. Not all of them are going to be polished. You're going to have a couple of, what we saw tonight. But as long as it's in the grand scheme not affecting, it's just a couple of just bad throws. And he also had a drop tonight, by the way. So really his completion number, I think he should have been at least another catch, maybe 2. I think we saw some drops tonight. So it's kind of hard to put it all on him, but he did miss some pretty easy throws. I do agree with that. Tyler Noble says, hey, start bad but finish strong. I don't know that he even started, not bad, but he did, he missed some throws that it feels like he definitely should have made. I've seen him make in practice. I think some of it, again, was just it's the first game of the year, right? Matt says he had 3 bad misses but connected on all the other tougher passes. He did. He made some pretty tough throws. that required him to move out of the pocket and to do some things with his feet, get a little slick. He got better, made some pretty nice throws. That little dime throw, who caught that? That throw, he was moving out of the pocket and he just lobs it up. It was so nice. I mean, that was a very, very difficult throw to make, and he made it look really easy. I don't remember who caught that, but it was nice. I mean, that's why you brought him here. That's why I don't think there's a quarterback battle. But again, if he keeps missing those throws and it has an impact on the offense and you see it for a couple of weeks consecutively, then maybe we start talking about a quarterback battle. But I don't think we're anywhere near there. I can't remember the last time we got to put in our second and third string, says Tanya Henry. That is exact. I agree, Tanya. I agree. I think you're right. I don't remember when's the last time you saw a third string quarterback because you were blowing the opponent out. Was it Ty Washington that made that catch? Okay. Son, let me tell you, we know he's got it in him, right? You know who we didn't see tonight was Varkey's Gums. I don't think he had a single catch tonight. Did he dress out, or did you guys see him on the field, number 30? I didn't see him. I mean, I'm sure he's fine. I just, he was number 2 on the depth chart. I thought we were going to see him tonight. Yeah, Tesla's one-hander was nice. It's good to see something we've seen in practice happen on the field. It's good to see that. It's good to see, I don't know how many times we've seen Tesla make those kind of grabs. I don't know how many times we've seen that. It feels like, since spring, he made a lot of those catches, and we didn't see that translate onto the field a year ago, and he had a similar kind of approach coming through fall camp last year. Nice grabs, you're seeing them on Twitter, you're seeing the videos on Twitter, and then you didn't really see anything happen on the field. We saw him with that nice grab tonight. Now, again, we didn't see him rack up a whole bunch of catches tonight. Hey, Ty, do you think Petrino was calling timeouts on the 2-minute warning or Pittman? I must have missed that. They called a timeout on the 2-minute warning? Yeah, Singleton to Tesla was a good catch. Yeah, it was. And those two, when they run fastball, those two are usually out there together. The Dutch tight end is a Mintz. He was smacking people on special teams and talking shit the whole game. Gums played, just no catch. Okay, I know he didn't catch the ball. Hey, Ty, will you have any halftime walkthroughs tailgating this year? Now, not halftime. I'm trying to get something planned out where I can go down there before a game. I don't know what game that would be, but I'm maybe going from tailgate to tailgate again like I did a couple of years ago. Yeah, you'll probably see me out and about this year before a game starts. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to come back home, watch the game, do a halftime show in Discord, which we did tonight, and then do the postgame here. Ty, did you hear UAPB got in trouble for not wearing? Yeah, they did, for not wearing the. Yeah, they were supposed to wear different uniforms. They got hit with a penalty. Do you think we're going to get more punt returns with Isaiah? Oh yeah, for sure. He had that one called back tonight, which was really unfortunate. Which was too bad. Tesla did make some great catches last year early in the season when KJ was throwing well. I mean, maybe, but I don't remember him having any kind of an impact, though. I mean, he maybe early on, but I vaguely remember how that, I mean, earlier in the year, they were playing a little bit better brand of football, but, yeah, I don't know that he had any kind of an impact. And that catch tonight that he had was something else. That was the best catch he's made as a Razorback, period. I think that was the best catch he's made as a Razorback. I don't know. I think I trust Malachi more with the passing game than Green, says Rowan Phillips. Okay, so are you suggesting that we have a quarterback battle. Rowan. What'd you think of our secondary? Well, listen, you held I mean, they held them pretty well in the secondary. Nobody really broke loose. And again, UAPB has some speed. They had 123 yards off 23 attempts, 11 of 23, couple passes. I think they had 4 passes defended, according to ESPN. I thought they looked really good. Probably got away with a couple holds. There were a couple times where I thought, that was probably a hold, but still, I thought it was fine. No, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be anything like that. We don't call them walk and talks. We call them the huff and puffs. Rowan Phillips says, I don't know. I think a 2-quarterback system could work. Oh boy. But it's just the first game. A 2-quarterback system would work. Listen, Rowan, first off, there's not a quarterback battle. And second of all, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. So I hope that's not something that they would ever entertain. It's either one or the other. So, yeah, I don't think there's a quarterback battle, and I definitely don't think they should do a 2-quarterback system. Defense was awesome. I loved every bit. Yeah, I mean, we could really give this chain to everybody. I thought tonight was great. Let's put an end to the poll. We had a bunch of votes tonight. Did tonight move the needle at all for you? 54% said yeah. Yeah, it did, actually. 35% of you say wait and see, and 11% of you say no. Okay. There we go. We're going to end that bad boy right there. We're ending that poll. Danny Burns says, I like the quarterback depth. Now, see, I like the way they both look tonight, but when the pressure's really on, that's when you know what you have. Not just at quarterback, but across the line of scrimmage, your skill position guys, your defensive line, your linebackers, your secondary. When the heat is on, when the pressure's on, you play better talent. We're going to have a way better idea about depth. And we say we like the quarterback depth, and hey, why wouldn't you? I thought Malachi had a really strong, outside of maybe 1 week, I thought there were a few practices where he just did not look good. It was shortly after the second scrimmage, and he threw some picks, and then throughout the week after that scrimmage, he threw some picks. That was a rough week for him, but he bounced back. Not that we got to see much after that second scrimmage, but I thought he bounced back pretty nicely through a rough week of camp. We don't know much about depth yet. We think we do because they played UAPB, and I hear you on that. And I do think that we definitely saw a lot of good tonight. We do have to measure it, though. Now the heat is on. Now you're about to play some way better brand of football in Oklahoma State. So, and you guys already know how I feel about that game. I think Arkansas can win it. In fact, I picked Arkansas to win it. So we'll talk about them. We'll talk about Oklahoma State next week. I'm trying to work out a collab with the Don't Read the Comments with Travis and Tim. Maybe we'll do a collab with them next week. I might try to bring on some guests next week as well. If I know everyone's going to be busy, it's going to be crazy. I don't know what it's going to look like next week, but I'm looking forward to it. This is my favorite time of year, baby. Congrats to Bobby Petrino. You got the gold chain, sir. I'm wearing it on your behalf. Congrats. I know you're just thrilled to death that old Ty on Tusk Talk with Ty, the chances of you watching this are probably slim to none, but congratulations. You got the chain over here on Tusk Talk with Ty YouTube. Again, anyone, if you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like the stream on your way out. Share it, all that stuff. Check out all the links. Please support your boy on Patreon. I'm seeing some movement in Patreon tonight. I'm getting some alerts. I appreciate whatever that's all about. Can't wait to read that. I will see you guys next week. Oh, my goodness. We have a whole weekend of college football. Ain't it great? Isn't it just fantastic? Oh, my God. Chef's kiss, baby. Arkansas with the blowout win, 70-0 over UAPB. This is the best postgame show around, no matter what you're talking, whether it's radio, television, other YouTubes, podcasts. This is it, baby. This is the best postgame show around. I will see you guys next week. Enjoy your weekend and go watch a whole bunch of football. Oh, and again, before we go, final shout out to Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes, better than best results. Their link is provided for you down below. Give them a call. Check out the link. And also, of course, a shout out to our other sponsor, Insurance Max. Personal, business, life and health, retirement. They've got it all. They can help you out. Give them a call. They cover all that stuff from corner to corner of our great state here in Arkansas. They shop the best rates for you. So why not go check them out? See what they can do for you, huh? So shout out to them and Patreon supporters. I will see you guys next week. Enjoy your weekend. College football's back, baby. Let's go!